Hello, everyone. Welcome to Uncle Louie's podcast, episode number 28. This will be titled Sickness. I was kind of left and right about whether I wanted to talk about this, at least yet, but why not? I feel like all the signs are there that have been telling me to talk about it because it's important. So, for all of you who don't know or who are kind of new to the channel, I guess, I used to do a podcast series called Uncle Louie's Podcast, and I haven't done it for like almost 2 years. Just a lot of stuff going on, and I just kind of fell out of favor with it after a while. But now I thought, you know what? It's nice to bring something back, and plus I love to do podcasts. It's just all this time I tried to find someone else to help me, like to be a co-caster, but that didn't happen, so why not just do it myself, I guess. Plus it's something I enjoy and it's a lot of fun. If you notice why it's so blue, I just love this coloring on the filter color, so that's what it's gonna be, right? But either way, sickness. So as all of you may know, there was this little thing that happened in the last couple of years called COVID. Now, COVID killed a lot of people. Yeah, it did. And some of those people were very healthy and weren't old. They weren't little kids. They were young adults that did well. I had myself a pretty nasty scare because last year I got COVID twice with just a few months apart of each other, but I got it twice. Now, I recovered fully from both of them, or so I thought. But then a few months after the second time I got it, right around the beginning to mid of November, like the first half of November, I got severe, when I say severe, I mean severe symptoms. I got extreme nausea, extreme vertigo, severe vertigo, I guess there's no other way of putting it. Mind you, I'm going to repeat these words a lot, but I'm not embellishing this. I'm just saying, like, that's how bad it was. But extreme or severe vertigo. I had severe problems with my stomach, so I legitimately could practically eat nothing. And I'd be throwing up all the time because any little thing would upset my stomach, and sometimes I would just throw up just because my stomach decided it didn't like it. It didn't feel good on its own. I had diarrhea all the time, so I was always extremely dehydrated, so I had to constantly be drinking water. Thankfully, I could still drink water, but I had to take it easy. Food was slim to none. It was tough, I'll tell you. It was very tough, and it was a very difficult time for me and my family, right? It wasn't easy. It wasn't nice, and I had started developing anxiety, which I never had before. I got panic attacks or anxiety attacks. I'm still not quite sure the difference, but all I know is they both suck, and I know I had one of those when I was at work early this year. I had a panic attack or anxiety attack, and it felt like I was damn near about to die, and a bunch of other stuff that's basically just the same thing I've already mentioned, but just in different stages and different levels. Now, personally, right, this is just my tale of it. This is my experience through it as the one who actually went through all this stuff. It sucked. There's no other way of putting it. It really sucked beyond sucking. Like, you think you had a shitty time not getting your game or not getting your way, or you had to pay an extra $1 for your gas or an extra $10 for your gas. Shoot, I'd take that kind of dreariness over almost dying, man. And I didn't take it seriously before I got sick. I just thought, COVID, whatever, it doesn't matter. And mind you, it wasn't necessarily just COVID. It was a combination of things. Like, let me explain. So recently I've been finding out that through a lot of tests and just coming across useful information that was, okay, I thought to myself, it's worth looking into. Came across a lot of people talking about how they were deficient in certain things in their body, right? Certain vitamin deficiencies. And I looked into it, and I was, there was some things that was like some iron deficiencies, so I had to I'm taking stuff for that. Just vitamins, right? No no medications. I'm trust me. With all the crap that I had to take throughout this time, I do not ever want to touch medication again unless it like prevents me from dying. Absolutely, I will not touch medication ever again, unless it's like an emergency, right? But yeah, so a type of iron deficiency, and most recently I discovered that I also had a severe vitamin D deficiency. So I started taking those, and I'll tell you the changes that it brings wasn't. Now this is something that people make videos of, and they've talked about it for years. I just never came across those videos because it would have been nice to know this like early this year. But it's okay, you know, because I already went through the worst of the worst with the symptoms and whatnot, and right now it's good. It's good. It's calm. It's not 100% yet, but it's getting there. It's pretty close. But yeah, so right now I'm almost reaching that in like what? Let's see, what is it? It's October-ish. Probably in like another few weeks, probably like another 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be like the 1-year anniversary of when I first got severely sick, and like basically when the world turned to shit. Right? And so I'm kind of thinking, you know, like I'm feeling sentimental because it does remind me how bad it was, and not just that, but it's a little bit traumatic. I'm not gonna lie. When you go through a lot of the issues that you have to go through, especially with, you know, being that close to death, and it kind of wakes you up and it puts you in a different perspective. And depending how you deal with it, you know, you do learn from it regardless, but you do have that bit of fear. And I feel like it's not so much for dying anymore. It's more just like the suffering that comes with it, that comes before dying. That's the scary part. Because, you know, when you have something wrong with you, you know, when your health isn't at 100%, the suffering is what kind of makes you want to lose that hope and want to lose that faith, and it hurts. Like not just physically, but like mentally and emotionally. Like it just drains the living spirit out of you. You just don't want to really go on, and you know. Oh man, there's gotta be people passing by. Hold up. Alright. Anyway, like I was saying, it's draining, right? Sorry I keep putting up the bottom, it's just my arm. My arm really hurts. But it's tough. It's tough, and you know, one thing I do want to say is that for anybody that does have, you know, the vertigo, you get sick, you're having a lot of stomach issues, get a lot of acid reflux, it's coming back. Just hang on there for 1 second. Like I was saying, if you do suffer from like vertigo, or you know, and mind you, this could be like a combination of these things, and obviously always consult your doctor. Always consult a medical professional. I'm just talking from my experiences, right? You know, and mind you, I didn't do anything firsthand. The first thing